I've heard that.
That's what they always say about it.
On television, I think.
That's what they say though. Good evening. Thursday, May 14th, regular meeting of the Nottoway County School Board is now called to order. We shall have a moment of silence, followed by prayer if you so choose. And if you are able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you once again for this day and for this moment in time. Thank you tonight for our school board, for our superintendent, for the staff, the principals, for the parents, the students that are here tonight. We thank you that you are bringing us to the end and close of another school year. We thank you for your grace and for your mercy and for your wisdom. Guide us as we go through this meeting. Let us continue to do your will. In the mighty name of Jesus we pray. Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda for May 14th?
So moved.
Any discussion? All in favor, sign of aye. Aye. All right, we shall begin tonight with awards and recognitions. Virginia Teacher of the Year, Dr. Martin.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, tonight is my absolute honor and privilege to recognize someone who represents the very best of public education, the very best of Nottoway County, and the very best of what it means to serve children with passion, purpose, and heart. It is with tremendous pride that we recognize Madeline Duffy for being named the 2027 Virginia Teacher of the Year for the Commonwealth of Virginia. This recognition is not simply about one classroom, one lesson, or one school year. It is about a lasting impact that an educator can have on students, families, colleagues, and the entire community. Madeline is a proud graduate of Nottoway High School. She grew up in this community, walked the halls of our schools as a student, and returned home to serve the next generation of Nottoway students. There is something incredibly meaningful about that journey. It reminds us that great schools do more than educate students. They inspire future leaders, future professionals, and future educators who will choose to come back home and give back. As a special education teacher and a dropout prevention coordinator at Nottoway High School, Madeline has become known not only for her special education excellence, but for the relationships she builds with students. She sees potential in every student. She creates opportunities instead of focusing on a limitation. She reminds students every single day that they do truly matter. They belong and they are capable of success. What makes this recognition even more special is that Madeline represents a small, rural school division on the largest educational stage in Virginia. Tonight we celebrate her, but we also celebrate every educator across Nottoway County who pours their heart into this work each and every day. Madeline's recognition sends us a powerful message. Excellence does exist in Nottoway County. Innovation exists in Nottoway County. Passion exists in Nottoway County. And most importantly, students in Nottoway County are worthy of the very best. Madeline, if you will come forward, and Mr. Rowe, I think I speak for everyone that we could not be more proud of you. Your work reflects the mission and spirit of Nottoway County Public Schools and our belief that we truly are committed to excellence. And while Virginia may now know your name, we have been very fortunate enough to know your heart for many years. Congratulations, thank you, and know that we're incredibly proud of you and grateful for the difference that you make in the lives of children each and every day. So please join me in congratulating Virginia's 2027 Teacher of the Year, Ms. Madeline Duff. did not think you needed another plaque hang on the wall. And originally we were going to recognize her tonight for the Regional Teacher of the Year, but then she was named Virginia Teacher of the Year last week, and we are very proud of her.
You're winning so many awards, you can't even keep up with it.
We told her we're going to have her tattooed not property of Nottoway County Public Schools,
Yes, indeed.
so nobody takes her from us.
Yes, indeed.
Congratulations. Mr. Rowe, you have to go back for a picture.
Oh, no, gotta win the world now.
Good job, Miss Duffy.
Ms. Wood would be mad if you don't.
Yes, indeed. I forgot you do that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Mr. President, I'm sorry. Mr. President, see? You know you got to be punctual. Got to be punctual, sir. All right, thank you very much. Next is Teacher and Staff Appreciation Week. Dr. Martin.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board again. So last week, May 4th through the 8th, was Nottoway County Public Schools joined other schools across the nation in celebrating our teachers and our staff through Staff Appreciation Week. It's a special opportunity for us to recognize the incredible individuals who make our schools function each and every day. While appreciation can never truly be confined to 1 week out of the year, it does provide us with a meaningful opportunity to pause, reflect, and intentionally say thank you to the people who dedicate their lives to serving children. Throughout the week, our schools and our divisions celebrated in a variety of different ways, from meals to treats to notes of encouragement, decorations, surprises, and moments of recognition, and a little bit of dancing and whatever else in between that came along. There were smiles, laughter, themed days. Our theme was flamingos and our flock, and certainly enough snacks and sweets to keep everyone energized for a week or so, maybe. But beyond the fun, there's something much deeper that deserves recognition tonight. Our teachers and staff members do work that often goes unseen by the public. They arrive early, they stay late, they answer emails after hours, they attend events on the weekends, and they comfort students through very difficult moments. They celebrate victories, big and small, and they continuously give of themselves emotionally, mentally, and physically for the benefit of children. They are educators, counselors, nurses, coaches, bus drivers, cafeteria workers, custodians, office staff, instructional assistants, maintenance workers, technology staff, administrators, and many, many more people across the school division. Every single role matters. Every single person contributes to the success of our students in our division and also our schools. In public education, there are no small jobs. It takes an entire team working together to create safe, engaging, and supportive learning environments for students. A student's successful day may begin with a smiling bus driver at 6:30 in the morning and end with a custodian preparing to clean a classroom long after the final bell rings. What continues to make me proud of Nottoway County Public Schools is the heart of our people. Even during challenging moments, our staff continues to show resilience, compassion, dedication, and a commitment to excellence. They continue to put students first, they continue to believe in our children, and they continue to show up each and every day ready to make a difference. To all of our employees and those that are here this evening, if you would please stand. That's all of our employees. Nice try, people that are here this evening. Coaches. Thank you for your compassion. Thank you for your professionalism. Thank you for the sacrifices that you make. And thank you for the countless ways you impact students each and every day. You are appreciated far beyond 1 week on a calendar in a year. And we are incredibly fortunate to have such dedicated individuals serving the children of Nottoway County.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed. All right, next is School Nurse Appreciation.
Okay. Last week was also Nottoway County Public Schools proudly celebrated School Nurse Appreciation Day. I actually think it runs from the middle of last week until the middle of this week, but we celebrated it last week. And we recognized 4 incredible individuals who play an essential role in the health, safety, and well-being of the students and, I would say, staff each and every day. Tonight, we would like to recognize, and if they're here, if they would come forward. I know several of them told me they could not be here due to ball games and stuff. But Jennifer Pridgeon, Nottoway High School. Jenny Inge, Nottoway Intermediate and Nottoway Middle School. Kim Norton, Blackstone Primary School. And Brittany Crew Primary School. Our school nurses do far more than hand out a Band-Aid or an ice pack. Although we know an ice pack somehow fixes just about anything for a child. A nice cold ice pack takes care of any problem that we have.
And a Band-Aid.
Yes, that and a Band-Aid. Whether it's really bleeding or not, it takes care of it. But they do serve as caregivers, problem solvers, listeners, calm voices during very stressful situations, and trusted adults for students and families. On any given day, they manage medication, they respond to medical emergencies, they support students with chronic health conditions, they comfort anxious children, they help staff members, and they complete mountains of documentation that is required in their field. They are an essential part of our school community and help ensure students are healthy, safe, and ready to learn. So we truly appreciate the work that they do in the school division for us.
Yes, indeed. All right, next we have the band awards.
Mr. Rowe, you have a nice stack here.
Yes, indeed.
So tonight we're proud to recognize our outstanding band students for their accomplishments, their dedication, and their commitment to excellence. These students represent the very best in Nottoway County Public Schools through hard work, discipline, teamwork, and school pride. Participation in band requires countless hours of practice and commitment, something that I never got past playing the recorder in 5th or 6th grade.
Neither did I, and
Yep.
wasn't good at that.
And then my sister played the clarinet, and I said, please send her outside to play that. That was not very good either. So we weren't a band people, but I know it takes a lot of work. And so these students continue to demonstrate excellence both on and off a stage. Through music, they build confidence, leadership skills, creativity, and I think lasting connections with each other. We are incredibly proud of their accomplishments and the way that they represent their schools and the community. So with that, our marching band staff, our director is Carrie Smith. Assistant Director Keenan Jones. Guard Tech Alexis Williams and Gary Worsham. And our band this year moved up to Class 2A in competition, which was a little bit more competition for them. And they still won 2 trophies this season despite that having that new challenge for them. Our marching band leadership includes Lauren Lee, drum major. Andrew Jack, field commander. Olivia Allen, woodwind captain. Bailey Tate, brass captain. Olivia Lee, drumline captain. Andrian Bivens, front and ensemble captain. Next we have the symphonic band was able to push themselves to play the hardest music that they've played in the last 5 years, and they were very successful in their performances. Over half the band started on a secondary instrument this year while keeping up with their primary in order to have a successful jazz band. The following students were accepted into the Randolph-Macon College Honor Band: Lauren Lee, Aiden Lassiter, Veronica Andrzejczyk, Olivia Allen. Olivia Lee. Joy Franklin. Mason Clements. Savannah Minier. Elliot Angerchek. Michael Hendricks. The following students were accepted into the Longwood Honor Band. Lauren Lee. Kate Lassiter. Veronica Angerchek. Olivia Allen. Olivia Lee. Joy Franklin. Mason Clements. Savannah Minier. Elliot Angerchek. Bailey Tate. Nathan Williams. Michael Hendricks. The next group were accepted into the Virginia Tech Honor Band. Lauren Lee. Veronica Angerchek. Olivia Allen. Maya Hill, who's a middle school student. Irith Lopez Fierro, who's a middle school student. The following students were accepted into the JMU Honor Band. Aiden Lassiter. Olivia Lee. Olivia Allen. The following students were accepted into the Central Virginia Honor Band. Lauren Lee. Veronica Angerchek. Olivia Allen. Olivia Lee. Joy Franklin. Clements. Savannah Minier. Elliot Angerchek. Nathan Tate. Nathan Williams. Michael Hendricks. They were all from the high school. The middle school students that were accepted into the Central Virginia Honor Band. Irith Lopez Ferreira. Amanda Pedro Flores. Maya Hill. Maya Mahan. Elaine Aguilera Diaz. Sophia Hurt. David Miller. Lisa Williams. David Cruz Ramos. Kimberly Rosario. Grayson Sneed. And Madison Minier. And their last performance will be at high school graduation on June 6th. So let's give them all a round of
Y'all getting closer together with tall people in the back row. Some of you middle schoolers, come on up forward. Middle school, come up front center. Middle schoolers. That's the way it goes, guys. Get tight. Mason, I don't want to block you. Mason, how about getting out in front of it a little bit?
Leave it in windows.
Everybody look up here. Everybody look up, Madam Director, if you get in close. Lauren Lee, if you'll get in the gap between Mr. Worsham and the band director. All right, that's good. Over here. All right, all three guys and girls, 1, 2, and 3. Hold that pose. Wait for Dr. Gravely after me. 1, 2, and 3.
One. Thank you.
Next, we have recognition of our student liaison.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, so tonight I would also like to take a moment to recognize Avery Clyburn, if she will come forward, for her service as the school board student liaison. Avery has done an outstanding job representing the voice of students throughout the school year. Her energy, professionalism, confidence, and positive spirit have been evident each month as she provided updates and shared the experiences and accomplishments taking place at Nottoway High School. One of the things that stands out most about Avery is the way she communicates. She speaks with confidence and pride for her school and her fellow students. She has represented Nottoway High School and Nottoway County Public Schools exceptionally well. For me personally, it's been special to watch Avery grow up over the years. From doing flips on the sideline at the soccer field as a young child to now excelling in so many areas as a student leader. Seeing that growth and maturity firsthand makes this recognition even more meaningful. Avery's accomplishments extend far beyond her attendance at a school board meeting. She has balanced being both an athlete and a scholar, while also completing courses at Southside Virginia Community College. And this weekend I had the pleasure of watching her graduate from Southside this past weekend. And I believe Avery, if I have this right, is going into nursing program this fall, right?
Right.
There should be a school nurse one day for us. Avery represents the determination, talent, and potential of our students. And we are grateful for the time, leadership, and dedication she has provided to the school board. On behalf of Nottoway County Public Schools, thank you, Avery, for your leadership and your service. We're incredibly proud of you and excited for what lies ahead.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
You got right up
Fancy clock as well.
here, right back here is great. 1, 2, and 3.
Hold that.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
You want the next one? While you're up.
All right. Next, we have the recognition of the Aspiring Superintendents Academy.
So she doesn't like to be recognized, but this is a huge accomplishment. So tonight I would like to recognize Dr. Chandra Lewis for successfully completing the Aspiring Superintendents Academy through Virginia Tech. The Aspiring Superintendents Academy is a highly respected leadership development program designed to prepare educational leaders for complex responsibilities of division-level leadership and superintendency. The program focuses on strategic leadership, school finance, governance, communication, organizational management, and building strong school communities, all areas that are critical to leading successful school divisions. Dr. Lewis's completion of this program speaks volumes about her commitment to continuous growth, leadership, and service to Nottoway County Public Schools. Dr. Lewis is someone who consistently steps forward to take on challenges, support students and families, advocate for what's best for children, and dress up occasionally from time to time. She brings tremendous dedication, professionalism, and heart to her work every single day. She's not afraid to push back when needed, ask the difficult questions, and work through complex issues to ensure we are making thoughtful decisions for students and staff. What I appreciate most about Dr. Lewis is her willingness to step up wherever is needed. Whether addressing a student need, supporting school leaders, handling difficult situations, or helping move initiatives forward, she approaches the work with determination, care, and a strong sense of responsibility. Her impact across Nottoway County Public Schools is significant. She has helped strengthen systems of support for our families and our students and staff while serving as a trusted leader and an advocate of them throughout the division. Our school and our community are better because of her leadership and her dedication. Dr. Lewis, I thank you for your commitment to the school division, and congratulations to you on this outstanding accomplishment. We're proud of you and grateful for you.
Telephoto tonight.
I do not.
Congratulations. Yes, indeed.
Sit back down now.
All right, thank you very much. Next, we will have school highlights, the Nottoway High School Criminal Justice Program.
So, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, so criminal justice was a new course that we added for the high school this year, and one of our SROs is teaching that, Becky Lasore. So tonight she's going to highlight some of the work that they've done in the program this year. So I'm going to turn it over to her.
Good evening, school board members, chairman, and Superintendent Martin. I come to you this evening to highlight our criminal justice class at the Nottoway County High School. The high school criminal justice class consists of 13 students. When we started this class, we hit the ground running, and I have had the pleasure of teaching them. I can say, for one thing, I had no idea how much they knew about criminal justice.
All right.
And that has led to a lot of discussions.
All right.
I felt that I planned this class from the ground up, and I wanted to provide our students with as many aspects of criminal justice as I could. This included the different job opportunities, Virginia laws, case law, and criminal cases. I wanted my students to know that criminal justice is just not about police lights and sirens, but that there are a variety of different opportunities for them to do in this field. We started off the year by talking about when American policing and law enforcement started, which was in the 19th century, in the history of policing. American policing and law enforcement has changed so much in a whole and has branched out in a lot of ways, giving others more opportunities to branch out and do different jobs. I invited several guest speakers throughout the year. The first one included Sheriff Jones. He came and introduced himself and explained what he does as a sheriff of Nottoway County. The next one we had was Commonwealth Attorney Leanne Walters. She spoke about her important position in the county as being the top prosecutor, and she explained how her job works. She talked about some different cases that she has heard and the outcomes in the county of Nottoway. Next, Defense Attorney Ben Spence from Blackstone. He came and talked about how he defends his clients in our courtroom. He also discussed what he does in his practice for the students to get a better understanding of just what an attorney does. Next, I invited Virginia State Trooper Green. She came and joined our class for a day to present about what the Virginia State Police does for Virginia. She, of course, is a recruiter and would love to have some of our students jump aboard with her agency. She gave a great presentation on what Virginia State Police officers do and gave them lots of goodies that the students loved. I actually have one student that is on the pathway of being a trooper.
All right.
Carrie Wilson and Marion Lawson, they are our supervisors in our communication center at the sheriff's office. They explain what happens when a person calls 911 and explain the process of how calls are received and how the dispatchers dispatch them. They also explain to the students that a 911 dispatcher is the first person with an emergency that they speak to on the possible worst day of their lives. The students were also able to hear some 911 calls that come into the center so that the students got an understanding of what it sounds like on the other end of the phone. Also, I invited Superintendent Spring Johnson from Piedmont Detention Center. She came to our class and introduced herself. Johnson is the superintendent of Piedmont Detention Center in Farmville. She discussed what goes on at her facility and when they receive juveniles from the surrounding counties. One fact that we did learn is I didn't even know that they can take in a child starting at the age of 9. Johnson shared some of her experiences as the superintendent, what juveniles are held for, and what services are provided while in her facility. This also gave the students a wake-up call as they continue to make good choices and not end up at the detention center. We had 2 K-9 demonstrations throughout the year. The first one was our own Lieutenant Ty Moore and our K-9 Bailey. And they came to the school with Ty came to our school with K-9 Bailey to talk about the services Bailey provides to Nottoway. Bailey is utilized to find people. Lieutenant Moore also gave a demonstration and used one of our students for the dog to find. Yeah, and that's them right here. Next, is, well, that's still tied right there too with our students outside. So our next one was Deputy Matt Dickerson from Prince Edward County. He came to us with his K-9 SIG. Dickerson answered many questions of what kind of drugs that SIG finds, and he also gave a demonstration on Coach Kropka's vehicle in the front parking lot and showed where SIG found drugs. They were not Kropka's though.
I thought we were going to have to add an agenda item.
But they thought that was pretty cool. So then I changed gears just up a little bit. Brooke Worley Grooms. I also took this to another level by inviting her. She's a recovering addict who has overcome addiction and incarceration as well. She has completely turned her life around and is now a recovery specialist for Region 10 in Charlottesville. This was a great experience for the students to see what actually happens to people after an arrest happens, and that there is hope for one to regroup, recover, and to live a normal life. Next, the criminal justice class got some hands-on activities. They were taught how to do fingerprints on different items by SRO Stanley. They were taught the fuming process of fingerprints that are used at crime scenes. Also, next, they did their own fingerprints there too as well. It's really messy. So I also took them outside to teach them how to cast. Casting is a permanent replica of a shoe, foot, or even a tire impression. That can be found on soft surfaces like dirt, mud, or snow. Dental stone, that's what that is, and so some sort of plaster is used to make the impression. We gave the cast time to dry over the weekend, and the following week I had the students brush off the impression so that we could see the footprint. So we did a week of CPR. That was conducted by Piedmont Health District. We had several volunteers come in to teach the class, some of them being from Nottoway. We had 7 students who are now CPR certified. Being CPR certified is a good thing to have in criminal justice because most of the careers, you are the first responder. So next, that's showing that our kids doing CPR and working on the dummies. So next, crime scene. The students were really surprised with the crime scene in our classroom. One Friday morning, I would say they were shocked, but used their skills that they have learned throughout the year together as a class to solve the crime that was committed in our classroom. They found that Teacher Smith was shot by the librarian over a personal situation. The students got to investigate, gather evidence, number evidence, and work together as the forensic team that to possibly figure out who did the murder. Everybody had a different solution of who did it. So they told me by far that the crime scene was their favorite part of the class. So some highlights. We did some criminal cases and documentaries throughout the year. The Menendez brothers, Aiden Side, George Floyd, Abby Werner, O.J. Simpson, Bonnie and Clyde. That was a classic. Conrad Scott, the Sam McCroskey case. That was very interesting because it happened in Prince Edward County, and I also was involved in that case too, so I got to share with them some of the experiences I had, and also Michael Brown. Some of the projects, excuse me, that they did was law enforcement. They picked a law enforcement agency, and they got to say, you know, when it started, how many officers it had, and gave me a cool reason why they picked it. They picked one missing person in Virginia. Drug research, case law, prison or jail, they picked one of those, and they did a criminal justice career poster. This is an example of the missing persons project that they did, and all of these were for Virginia. This is one of the career projects. One of them picked a lawyer. This was one of our drug projects, and one of them picked fentanyl. We also talked about the Stanford prison experience, GPS tracking, sovereign citizens. We went over lots of criminal and civil laws. At one time, we did, let's be the judge. You're the judge. Is it criminal or civil? We went over Miranda warning and also the 4th and 14th Amendment. So the students told me, overall, I feel like it's been a very good year. I have thoroughly enjoyed the students, and a lot of them already knew me from being their own SRO in the middle school. I think we had amazing speakers I invited that took their time out their busy schedules to come and speak to our criminal justice class and to broaden their horizon of different opportunities, professions, and things that the students could go into. The hands-on activities were fun and informative for the students as well as myself. It gave me a chance to not only teach but refresh on some of my skills that I've learned throughout the years in law enforcement. Going forward, I hope that this class can continue to succeed and more students can join the class. From what I understand, the numbers have tripled for students who want to take the class next year. I have been asked if we'll have a criminal justice too, and if the division does, I hope that I can continue to teach as well. I would like to say on another note that Nottoway's been good to me. I love our staff and our students very much. I'm very thankful that Nottoway has given me the opportunity to be part of our students' education and possibly their career choices has meant the world to me. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. All right.
I guess they're next.
That means that Nottoway Intermediate School is next. School highlights from STEM at Nottoway Intermediate School.
Chairman, members of the board, so this evening we have Dr. Smith, and I think Ms. Jordan is leading it with her students, highlighting some STEM learning that they have been able to do through a grant that they received. So I'm going to turn it over to them.
All right.
Good evening, Chair, members of the board, and Dr. Martin. I am pleased to introduce Ms. Jordan, our library assistant, and Ms. Painter, our gifted coordinator, as they have spearheaded our STEM Makerspace program. This program is made possible from a grant from Idaho State Education Foundation, and it involves hands-on learning, integrated literacy, and collaborative learning. And I don't want to take up and do all the thunder and take away the thunder, so I'm going to get Ms. Jordan and Ms. Painter and our gifted students to come up and present.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Duffy, the gifted coordinator for NIS. This is Painter, sorry. We're excited to share our STEM Makerspace grant, which was awarded to Mrs. Jordan. Because of this grant, not only our gifted students, but all of our 5th and 6th grade students have been able to take part in fun, hands-on activities. We are very thankful for this opportunity this grant has provided for our students, as well as for Mrs. Jordan's dedication in facilitating these experiences in the library. At this time, Mrs. Jordan would like to share a few words.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Jordan, the librarian assistant at Nottoway Intermediate School. I'm so excited to bring this STEM Makerspace grant to our school and to support hands-on experiences for our students. Through these activities, students have been able to collaborate, think creatively, and apply problem-solving skills. At this time, our gifted students will speak about the grant and present some of the work they've done.
Unleashing fun in our STEM Makerspace.
our STEM grant. Iota State Educational Foundation, ISCF, is a group of Virginia educators who care about schools and students, support learning and reading, help fund create education projects. Why did they choose our makerspace? It helps students learn STEM skills, encourage creativity and teamwork. ISCF believed our school had a great idea, and now we get to bring it to life.
Next slide.
Why a makerspace? Encourages creativity and hands-on learning, introduces students to STEM skills.
Builds problem solving and collaboration, supports both technology and literacy.
How is it implemented? Located in a dedicated space in the library, organized into activity stations. Rotating activities to keep students engaged, shelves and materials organized for easy access.
Makerspace stations.
Coding station, coding robots and programming activities. Circuit building station, snap circuits and electronics.
Building station. Engineering and design projects. Creative station. Clay and hands-on crafting.
Connecting STEM and literature. STEM-themed book available at each station. Students can read before, during, and after activities. Encourage curiosity and deeper understanding. Supports both STEM learning and reading growth.
Thank you.
Didn't understand that. That's my granddaughter, by the way.
All right. Thank you very much. We have two sections for public comment. First section is under the EdFlex waiver, Title I. Board members generally will not respond to comments made during delegation from the public. A regular board meeting is a meeting before the public and not a public forum meeting. Follow-up be provided as appropriate. We didn't have anyone to sign up under that section.
Mr. Rowe, I do need to explain what that was, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So on your agenda this evening, there was the list of a public comment for the EdFlex waiver. This is a requirement in order to carry over more than the 15% allowed by the federal government. It would allow us to actually carry over that extra money from our Title I funding into the next fiscal year. Right now, they currently allow you to carry over 15%, and if you don't spend the remaining of it, you can only get a waiver once every 3 years. This allows us to get a waiver every year, provided that we are continuing to meet student needs, staffing challenges, meeting our grant timelines, our priorities, and it provides us that opportunity to maximize resources that we may have. So it's a good opportunity for the division. As part of the application process, a public comment period was required for it. So there's no action by you, but it was required in order to request it that we have a public comment period.
Right. Okay. Under delegations from the public, we have one signed up for Lawrence, Miss Lawrence Sneed.
Support staff.
I have a posse.
Yes, indeed.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm back. My name is Lauren, and this is Miss Lee.
I am a band parent and the vice president of the Nottoway Band Parents Association. Miss Lee is our president. And this is also known as the Band Boosters, as you know. Tonight is a special night of recognition for our band program and honor band students. We have over 24 honor band students and a competitive corps-style marching band with color guard. Each of these students is an exceptional representative of Nottoway County. I think all of us inherently appreciate the positive impacts of music education. However, I wanted to include some real research to support what we experience as a band community. So I did what a 42-year-old mother of two does, and I asked Google Gemini to summarize credible research pertaining to the impacts of music education on student outcomes and participation, as well as school performance. And here's what she had to say. Research consistently demonstrates that music and band education provide multidimensional benefits to students, ranging from cognitive enhancements and improved academic performance to increased school engagement and social emotional development. Specifically, music education is associated with improved executive functioning and reduced anxiety. Band students often graduate at higher rates than the general student population. Additionally, music education fosters a strong sense of community and commitment, as Dr. Martin has already mentioned. These young people work hard. They demonstrate high academic achievement and are extremely talented. I'll add that they're just generally awesome, too. My experience as a band parent at an NCPS is that of inclusion. It's a unique and sacred community. I have seen both of my children thrive and flourish in their band education. It is beautiful to watch these students develop from their first days on the recorder in primary school, and yes, we are so grateful when we move past that, to learning their first instruments through middle and intermediate school, to developing more complex skills or learning multiple instruments through high school to where these seniors are today. The impact of music education does not end when the last note is played at the spring concert or at our graduation ceremony. The ripple will continue to bless our community and beyond through many avenues and for many years. These avenues include worship, concerts, symphonies, college marching bands, and eventually some of them will return to share their love of music to the next generation. I know that tonight you all will continue to have difficult conversations about budgeting, color guard, and partial enrollment for access to band education for private and homeschooled students. As you have these discussions, please keep in mind what an incredible asset music education is, what a niche it is, and that NCPS offers the only concert and marching band opportunities for students in our county. We are so very grateful for our current band and music educators, Ms. Smith, Mr. Jones, Mr. Bentley, Ms. Hall, Ms. Williams, and Mr. Worsham. They have poured so much into these students. I am also very personally grateful for the open and honest communication with our leadership. Thank you for your continued support of our students and our band program.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll move that we approve the consent agenda, items A through L.
Is there a second? That's all of them.
Yeah, I was just checking.
We have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
I'd like to make one comment, and this particularly toward Dr. Martin for getting all of this information on items H, I, and J to us in a timely manner so that we could study, and I won't say that I understood an awful lot of it, but nonetheless, I am better informed having had that opportunity to look at it before tonight. Thank you.
I agree to that. I appreciate that as well because there was a lot of information.
I will make one comment. Would be nice if you used a larger font. That mini font requires... It's got a plus button down there.
You got to hit the button there.
I read the hard copy, so
You must want to stack like that.
Saving county
I would
funds.
get him a magnifying glass.
I have one of those.
You can lay it over there and it makes the words a little bigger, but I didn't think anybody could print that small, you know. But
I didn't want to waste too much paper, I'm saying.
I understand that because they only are a quarter of an inch thick. Each one of these packets.
Yes, indeed.
Don't worry, you'll get about 3 more next month, too.
I appreciate your efforts in getting that to us.
Yeah, that was very helpful. All right, any more discussion? All in favor, sign of aye. Aye. All right. All right, first action item, item A, JECB, the admission of non-public students for part-time enrollment.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, this item was moved to this month so that you all could be present for the discussion and vote on what you decided you want to do. So you have the information in your packet. Currently, the division has option 2, which only allows for participation in the NJROTC program. In your packet, you have the copy of the proposed option 1 and the current option of option 2 that we have. So I'll turn it back over to you.
All right. I will move that we adopt option 1 of this JECB policy.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
All right, any discussion?
If nobody else has anything, I do want to remind the board of some points and bring some additional ones for consideration. That has to do with public school staffing, classroom space, instructional resources. They are planned based on full-time enrollment. Allowing part-time enrollment could potentially strain resources without proportional funding, and potentially create challenging in budgeting and long-term planning. In addition, managing part-time enrollment, it will require additional administrative oversight. That's going to be related to scheduling, it's going to be related to attendance tracking, grades, transportation, records management. I know that we mentioned about transportation, they would be, self-supplied. Communication, multiple settings, and keep in mind, many times this board has said, we do not want to place undue expectations or requirements on central office. And so I question, does this apply to undue expectations on central office? I also would like to mention and question about sports. How does that impact sports? If they attend 1 class, if they attend 2, is it only full-time students? Okay.
They have to meet, for VHSL, as of right now, they have to meet the requirements of VHSL, and this would not allow them to participate, correct?
Would you like me to speak?
I mean, is that, that's?
They have to be in 5 enrolled classes.
5 enrolled classes, yes.
Okay. I looked, but I didn't find the definitive answer, so that was a concern that I had. I also do want to mention, that public schools, we are funded and we're structured to serve students who are fully committed to our educational program. Allowing partial access, it could raise concerns from taxpayer-funded resources to students who are primarily educated and their commitment lies elsewhere, that they're not fully committed to the division. Students who only attend part-time, while they're going to benefit from selected public school offers, but they're not fully participating or contributing to the broader school community. Full-time enrollment supports. We share a commitment. The teachers share a commitment. The students, the families share a commitment to the academic, the social, and the civic life within our buildings. Lastly, the last thing I want to touch on, which as you all know is my heart, which is special education. Students, this would open the avenue for students, if they are a student with a disability and they do attend part-time, then that means we would be required to provide any and all services that student needs in order for them to access their education. That could include anything from speech to PT to OT to reading intervention across the entire multitude. Part-time attendance may complicate service coordination, implementation of IEPs, progress monitoring, and even compliance with compliance with our legal obligations. And I want to remind this board that recently we declined a matching grant of almost $200,000 that was slated to go to our special education department due to potential funding constraints that it could apply to us in future years. And we are now making or considering the decision of opening that up and withdrawing more funds from something that we already decided we didn't want to make that commitment of an additional $200,000, which was a matching grant. So just please keep these points in mind as you consider the decision.
Any further discussion?
Mr. Chairman, excuse me, Mr. Howell.
No, go ahead.
I was I guess the focal point on bringing this program. Just a couple of comments. The fifth bullet point I think is germane. Final decision for enrollment is based on course availability, space available, the disciplinary record of the person, and the needs for securing additional staff. So that's a very all-encompassing circumstance. Option 1 is in utilization at Amelia. So if Amelia has figured out how to function with it, and it hasn't caused any great impact to the Amelia school system, I hesitate to think that there would be a huge impact here in Nottoway County. But I will be the first to say, since I started this program several months ago, I will, without hesitation, switch back to option 2 if it becomes a train wreck. I don't expect it to be a train wreck. I expect there will be a few students that want to engage from either homeschooled or some other form of education not in the public system to meet all of these expectations before they get the opportunity to enter. Thank you for.
Mr. Outlaw?
I have one question and one comment. Just to be clear, with regards to CTE, we would not, if both Amelia and Nottoway agreed on option 1, would homeschool students be or have the opportunity to attend courses at ANTC? One of the things here, and I just want to make sure I understand this, career and technical education courses or any course requiring specific fees and so forth are excluded.
Correct.
So how does that impact ANTC?
So the way that it's worded, it's our policy for Nottoway County Public Schools that career and technical education courses or any course requiring a specific fee for testing, credentialing, or associated specific costs would be excluded from that. That is what we would have in place for ours. I would assume that the joint board would have to address that item. That's a separate, yes, we send students there. Yes, we fund per pupil over there, but they also have their own governing policy, so which of course y'all know from serving on the board, so I would think that would be addressed by them too.
And I would just like to make one observation for anyone that is watching these proceedings at home, that regardless of what is decided here tonight, that homeschool students are allowed to participate in the JROTC program.
Currently, they are, yes.
How much would this affect your staff? Is it going to be, I want honest answer, is that going to be a burden on you guys, or you can work this out?
I can't honestly speak to how much of an impact it's going to be. We don't have any of those things set up yet, so it does require a lot of behind-the-scenes work. I know that from speaking with the superintendent in Amelia, they have no students that are enrolled under this. So I don't know if they've ever had to set up anything because they haven't had, from my understanding, a student enroll. It will impact a lot because we will have to set up on our end scheduling. And I think of this more possibly at a middle or high school other than our elementary schools. We have to make sure that we exclude them from things that are to be excluded in our report systems, the research behind all of that. It would put extra things to get it started up by an already small staff. I don't know because we've never had to experience it, and I don't know of a local district that has actually had somebody enroll in it. A lot say that they have it, but they don't have anybody. So that's the reason I say I don't know what Amelia's had to do to set their stuff up on the back end. Our SIS coordinator would be impacted, the high school staff would be impacted. We would have to track attendance separately because you still have to meet that. So I can't give you a definitive answer as to what it would do. Of course, I fully support our staff and never want to put anything extra on them. So I would say that most of that setup and those type of things so that it does not burden the staff and the schools would become the responsibility of the school board.
I'm with Mr. Abbott. If it becomes a burden, let us know. We'll change that back.
Any further discussion?
I do want to bring up the point again that while, yes, the policy does state the things that Mr. Abbott had shared, but that did not state or address the additional concerns regarding admin and central office. And then I had a question. So I know that we would receive partial funding for the hours that they are in attendance. And you may not be able to answer it as you just explained. Would the funding be adequate to cover the additional expenses that we would incur, whether it be materials, man hours, that type of thing?
Well, I cannot answer because I do not know what the partial rate would exactly be that they would give us. I mean, if I speak freely, and not to y'all, but in general, the funding that we already get is not enough to support all of our needs. So reducing that, but you know, we will do whatever we are directed by the board. But I would assume most of this responsibility, as I do not feel adding anything extra to our schools or our administrators, other than what we have to do, would be assumed by the school board office. Yeah.
All right. Any further discussion? All right, all in favor of adopting option 1 of the JCB, admission of non-public students? All in favor, please sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
No.
All right. So that's a 4-1 vote.
3-2.
3-2. 3-2, excuse me, 3-2.
I just heard him. Just like
3-2, excuse me.
It was like a bit late.
That's what I get for being in District 5.
All right. All right, next, the adoption of the math textbook.
Sorry. So before you this evening, you have the recommendation of our math textbook committee to request to adopt Hampton curriculum and the resources through the local option for adoption for 26-27. This was one of the options that we brought forward early on in our review process, but we wanted to see what else the state of Virginia would put out for adoption. The Division Textbook Committee reconvened on April 6th to discuss the adoption of a program based on any new information that we have received, which was very little. The only text of interest was possibly KITM that met the standards, but was mainly an online program which had some similar components to Hampton, which is what we currently use as K through 5. If you remember previously, we adopted MathSpace for 6 through 12. MathSpace was not a viable option for our K through 5 program, and we were holding out to see if they had anything else. So that we're asking you this evening, and the committee has recommended to continue with what we are currently using through our local option. And we will continue to review in subsequent years if a better series comes out that better meets the standards of learning and meets the needs of high quality instructional materials. But teachers and parents that were on that committee with us felt overwhelming that changing to something else and learning it that really didn't meet the needs, that was mainly not a textbook, but more of an online platform where they still had to pull, was too much in line with what we were trying to get away from. They felt very comfortable with the program that we were using and where they need to supplement and add curriculum to it, and hopes that we might see something else in the future from the state. But we do need to adopt something to meet the high-quality instructional materials.
All right. Do we have a motion to adopt the Hampton Math Curriculum math textbook for 26-27?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second for discussion.
All right. Discussion?
So this will be teachers teaching rather than looking at a video screen.
Absolutely, they already do that. You know, we have pulled back a lot of the technology in our classrooms. We only have one online program that we use, which is called Zern. Zern next year will only be in K through 4. We've pulled it back from the intermediate and the middle school, and this allows, it provides a guide for the teachers as to what we're doing and the resources, but it allows the teachers to teach the curriculum and the content and pull in supplementary materials. It does have PowerPoints and things to guide instruction, but it provides them with hands-on opportunities, discussion, math talk, as they say, opening things with math, and they felt overwhelmingly, and that was individuals from both elementary schools and parents and administrators and our coordinator of teaching and learning and our math specialist, that what we had was comparable to anything else, and they did not want to move to anything that was more online.
Good. Very good. Is the funding available?
You can ignore that dollar amount. We currently, that is not right.
To ignore that number.
Yeah, just ignore that. That was the math space one, so I apologize. The curriculum is actually just a subscription for us, and it's built into what we currently already use for some of our other subject areas too.
That amount was for the math space, okay.
That was for math. Ignore that altogether. That is not correct. Okay. I just noticed that myself.
All right, any further discussion?
This is the curriculum we've been using, correct?
We've currently been using this. This is not a change, but because we're supposed to ensure that we have high-quality instructional materials in place, we can do this through the local option to adopt. And they have actually applied to the state to have their curriculum approved at the state, but it's a long process. A lot of other school divisions use them as well. But like I said, we want to continue with what we have. We know where the gaps are. We know what we need to work on, and we feel this is the most viable option. And I'm sure our elementary principals would speak to the same thing for their staff.
How often do you have to review?
It used to be you can review curriculum whenever.
Right.
It's typically here recently. Before that, it was like 15 years probably before we looked at a new curriculum. But they're all coming up now at the state level for new series. You know, there was a big push at one time for online stuff, and now we're kind of shifting and moving back and those type of things. So that's the reason why I said we're going to adopt it for now. But if something else comes out next year that we find, or Math Space, for example, comes out and it meets more of the standards for K through 5, then we'll come back to the table and look to see if there's another option. But this would allow continuity for 1 year at least.
Any further discussion? All right, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Next is the approval of recommendation for VSBA Clerk of the Year.
I'll move that we nominate Ms. Charlotte Wood for the VSBA Clerk of the Year.
Dr. Martin.
Second that.
I second it too, but Dr. Martin did have something to say.
I might have talked enough, but
You slow at the switch.
Hold up, guys, hold up.
Gotta get up early to get the beats on.
I know. So this nomination in your packet, you have a letter of support that I'll ask Mr. Rowe to sign on behalf of the board to nominate Ms. Charlotte Wood for VSBA Clerk of the Year. And I want to share with you a few reasons why this is an exceptional candidate to be nominated. Charlotte does not want to be nominated. She does not want any...
We knew that.
Yes. Yes, and
What does she know?
we can talk freely because she's not here, right? But one of the requirements was that it had to be unanimous approval from the board before we submit it, so I did have to add it to the agenda this evening.
No questions.
But I don't think there's any questions about it, but I do want to share that Charlotte exemplifies professionalism and leadership and service in her role as school board clerk. Her commitment to supporting the governance, ensuring organization, serving you as the board, the staff, and the community makes her exceptionally deserving of this nomination from you. Charlotte serves in a role that requires extensive knowledge, attention to detail, discretion, adaptability, and the ability to manage multiple high-level responsibilities all at the same time. She consistently performs these duties with that grace and that professionalism, often working behind the scenes to ensure the successful operation of the school board and the division leadership team. As board clerk, Charlotte plays that critical role in coordinating school board meetings, preparing agendas and documentation. We know we were running around today. We were like, oh, did we miss this? Where's Charlotte? We need this. Maintaining official records, supporting policy and governance processes. She'll tell you that she doesn't know, but she knows policies like the back of her hand, and she can tell you exactly where it is.
You do.
Meeting timelines, procedures, and legal requirements. Her organization and attention to detail help ensure meetings and board operations run smoothly, effectively, and we all have what we need for those meetings. In addition to her responsibilities as board clerk, Charlotte also serves as the division's FOIA officer, managing requests with accuracy and integrity. Her ability to navigate those complex situations while maintaining confidentiality reflects the high level of trust placed in her by the division and the community. Charlotte is known throughout the division for her calmness, her positive attitude, and her willingness to support others regardless of the task at hand. She consistently goes above and beyond to assist school board members, administrators, staff, families, and community stakeholders. She approaches every responsibility she has with dedication and care for what she's doing. One of Charlotte's greatest strengths is her commitment to the people and the mission of Nottoway County Public Schools. She deeply values the work of Nottoway County Public Schools and demonstrates daily her passion and love. She says she bleeds maroon and gold too, oftentimes.
Yes, indeed.
She's an invaluable asset to the division and a trusted support, I know to you, but also to me as well. It is for these reasons and many more that I could keep naming that I would encourage the board to nominate Charlotte for the VSBA School Board Clerk of the Year.
We didn't need any.
Yes, indeed.
I didn't think you did, did I?
Pull our leg.
Yeah.
All right, so it's been moved and second to nominate Ms. Charlotte Wood as VSBA Clerk of the Year. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? It is unanimous.
Nobody would dare.
I don't think so.
We'll have it ready to submit.
Scared to go
We all second everything Dr. Martin said. Like we said, she's the glue that holds us together.
We out of trouble.
Keep us going. All right, next, the approval of soccer to the middle school athletic program.
So, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, this evening you have a request to add middle school soccer to the opportunities for students at Nottoway Middle School. Your packet has the proposal for soccer, and both of the ADs are here this evening to explain what the benefit of this program addition would be. I can tell you, and they will step forward and speak to it, but they did survey students. It was overwhelming that a middle school soccer program would help also build the high school soccer program. It is a fall sport for middle school, if I'm correct, but I will actually turn it over to them if they have anything they would like to add. They both love speaking. They were supposed to do an athletic update tonight, and we moved it to next month because we were missing a couple pieces of the data. So, but they
just chicken out.
That's what it really
Season's
was.
not over yet.
I know this guy ain't gonna chicken. I know this guy ain't.
You want to start off?
All right. As many of you know, I was middle school athletic director for 6 years. In the Southside Middle School Conference, we are one of the only schools that does not have soccer. And as Dr. Martin has already stated, having a middle school program in any sport will definitely benefit the high school program. Being that it's in the fall, it actually is going to utilize a lot better because our coaches and our current high school players could help at the middle school level because it does not conflict with their current schedule. But I will turn it over to him to talk directly about the middle school aspect.
As you said, it would help the middle school, the high school program. As Dr. Martin said as well, we did a survey. In that survey of 21 student athletes, 20 said they were very interested in playing. It is a low-cost sport, so it's something that I don't think would be hard to start up. Getting a coach and things of that nature, we would have to work on. I do believe that it's something that would help, like I said, the JV high school program, as well as getting another international sport for students to play, giving our diverse students, giving them something to maybe be interested in as well. So I do think that would be a great idea if we could get this started.
And I will add, Heather and I and Central Office team have looked at the proposal and the cost, and we feel very comfortable of adding.
I was going to ask.
We feel very comfortable. The amount you have is probably the high end of that amount.
Gotcha.
The biggest cost, as they said, would be for the coach and the assistant coach.
And officials.
And officials, of course. But we feel very confident in the aspect of what the school pays, each of our athletic programs or what we provide to them, that we can cover those costs from it. And I think they feel they can cover any extra costs that they have through their currently funded athletic accounts.
All right. All right, do we have a motion to approve soccer to the middle school athletic program?
So moved.
I second.
Any discussion?
I only have one question, and it said that transportation aligns with existing middle school athletic travel patterns. So did this take into consideration the expenses that would be needed for, because I didn't see it in the budget line out, so that's why I asked.
Right, so that comes, travel for sports is a different line in the budget. That's actually under the transportation costs, not under their athletic fund costs. So all of that.
So that don't go up.
Will be covered, is what we have. Based on the number of away games that they would play versus the home games, we already provide activity buses to various hubs in the afternoon to drop off students after practices or any after-school activity that we may have. And adding the number of games there, plus when you see the decrease if we don't have a JV baseball team or JV football, I don't think you had one this year, right? Then that cost would offset that. So we budgeted a little bit higher and budgeted a little bit higher with possible fuel cost. We were good because we locked in a nice low price last year. So we haven't had the impact of that this year on it, but depending on those other sports, if they don't have JV programs or what, then we feel pretty confident in where we are.
I have one brief question, Mr. Chairman. Of the 20 to 21 students that thought it was a good idea, how many of them do you need to actually put on a uniform to field a team?
For soccer, it's 11. So 20 would be a pretty low number. We like to have 25, but 11 is required.
We'll probably get those.
There's a lot of running in soccer, so you want extra people.
Something new, something different, so I'm with that.
I asked and got an answer to this question already, but I just want the other members of the board to hear it so that it doesn't pop up later on. Because I asked, although this is co-ed, does it violate the president's executive order on young men and young women's sports?
By definition, it's a co-ed sport, so I don't believe so, but
it should.
It does not. So as I shared,
Dr. Martin answered my question.
You just try to get us an answer.
I just wanted to make sure that other board members heard it so that.
That's a good point.
If a parent comes up and says, why do you have?
Yeah, because it's a good thing, because you never know that might come up.
The one thing that I've watched the little ones, the 5, 6, 7-year-olds play, and I hope this doesn't happen with what I'll call the older children. Not that they're that old, but that there isn't a bully on the field. The one that thinks they're bigger, better, stronger, whether it's a young man or a young woman, that the coaches are keenly aware and put a stop to it, because all sports, and I know you've experienced some stuff here just recently that wasn't very professional. That needs to happen with a new sport that will come online here in the system.
My dream would be that the high school coaches would also take the middle school coaching position because they are opposite seasons and it would benefit their program. And our high school program is already co-ed, so they would be diverse in this field.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that, guys.
Any further discussion? All right, all in favor, sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right.
Go kill them, killers.
Right. Next, we have the approval of travel for superintendent.
And so this evening you have two items for approval, the VSBA Conference on Education. I originally hadn't planned on attending this, but I do know that Ms. Duffy has been asked to present or speak, and so I would like to attend just one for the Conference of Education, but to help support her in that presentation. And then the other is the ISTE, the International Society of Technology and Education. I would like to take myself along with several other individuals June 28th through July 1st. It is in Florida. It is a grant fund. It is not local funds. And it really discusses and looks at new technology practices in AI, which is becoming very profound in education now. Effective use of technology, which is where we're trying to move to. Best practices and policies, because those are things that we do need to probably update as we move forward and put in place, and this would give the opportunity to do that. It does run in conjunction with ASCD, which is the American Curriculum Development. So it's a program that runs together for instructional pieces, but the main focus there is on these instructional practices that we need to make sure that we have aligned, and I'd like to take a team, myself with some others, to that. And it is grant funded, and those are the only things that you have not approved at this time.
Is there a motion to approve said travel for superintendent?
Motion.
Any discussion?
Yes, Dr. Martin, if you would, and you definitely touched on this AI. I don't know enough about it, but, you know, and maybe it's the fear of the unknown, but if you could brief us on what you find when you return.
Absolutely.
I would really like to hear what.
Yeah, it changes every day, and what it can do, what it cannot do. There's great opportunities if used correctly.
Exactly.
But there's also negative impacts to that, and one area that we have not delved in enough, we started working with our teachers and our staff using AI and things before we moved to students, but technology is evolving extremely quickly, and we need students to understand the impacts of AI and how you use it. And again, the whole thing about effective use of technology and the balance of technology in the classrooms as well.
And now in all walks of life, it's creeping into healthcare, my other job, and it's very scary. We've seen tons of mistakes with things already.
Sure.
Already. I said, that makes me very nervous when it's creeping into healthcare. All right. Any further discussion? All right. All in favor, sign of aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. All right. That was the last action item. We have no non-action items at this time. Next on the informational, the ANTC report from Mr. Outlaw.
I have nothing at the moment.
All right. All right. The governor's school report from Ms. Duncan.
We are slated next week to attend. At that time, it has already been presented to the, this director is the correct word, but to the director, and it will be presented to the board, making the request for the reduction in slots.
All right. And the SEAC report from Ms. Duncan.
There's nothing on that. We have to wait, excuse me, until our new season starts, probably sometime in August, September.
All right. Okay. And next we have our student liaison report.
Good evening, guys.
Indeed.
So we have National Honor Society coming up tomorrow with the induction of sophomores and 3 juniors, and there will be 24 new people coming
All right.
to our amazing society. So that is tomorrow at 2 p.m. For the WISE Financial Literacy Certification, Nottoway High School is going to be recognized as a Gold Star school, including Megan Haley as the personal finance teacher. She's going to be recognized as the Gold Star teacher because the test was administered to all the high school students and there was a lot of passing rates. So the certification summary from the 25-26 year, the number of students from the National Career Readiness was 125 passing. The workplace readiness skills for the Commonwealth was 182. The WISE Financial Literacy was 67. The BASF Plant Science was 8. The Microsoft Office Word was 1, and they're in high demand. Microsoft Office PowerPoint are also in high demand. They had 3. The paraprofessional was 3. And then the veterinary medical applications were 12. For the career and technical student organizations, 10 students competed at the FBLA regional competition. 3 of those students advanced to the FBLA state competition. And at the Southern Piedmont Agricultural Research and Extension Center recognized the FFA students for their extraordinary work, and they had at least 10 students each day volunteer for helping them, which was a lot. That was very good. We have SOL retakes coming up from Friday, May 15th until Thursday, May 22nd. And for some senior events on Friday, May 22nd, we're going to have a senior sunset and bonfire at 7 p.m. So we all get to hang out. On Sunday, May 31st, the baccalaureate at the Spring Hill Baptist. We are still waiting on a time for that. On Monday, June the 1st is our senior parade. And Thursday, June 4th is our senior night dinner and class night. It's June 5th, Friday, is our graduation practice, and Saturday, June 6th is graduation, which I am so excited for.
Countdown.
Yes. It's like maybe 10 days of school. I don't know. Not even For our sports, they are coming up close on ending, and varsity softball has been very successful, which they're in the mix for their regional playoffs. The varsity baseball and soccer had a very successful season, but they did not make their spot for the playoffs. And JV softball was also very successful. Outdoor track and field has their district championship coming up this next week, and they have multiple student athletes that are currently at the top of their events. And lastly, our fall cheerleading is holding their tryout camps and clinicals starting next week. So a lot going on, but it's going great.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next the superintendent's report from Dr. Martin.
I feel like I've been reporting all evening.
Yes.
But just a couple of things as we move into the final weeks of this school year. It's hard to believe. I continue to advocate and reflect on the work of people across the division. This time of year, it's incredibly busy across the school, balancing instruction, SOL testing, end-of-year activities, graduation, awards programs, and preparations for closing out another year at the same time as we're preparing for the next year. We got 2 things going on at the same time. Our schools, our students, and our staff, they work hard each and every day, and it's really probably one of the most demanding times of year on them to get things done. Over the last month, though, I've had the opportunity to spend time hearing directly from students across the division, from our very littlest learners in primary school all the way up to our high school students that are preparing for graduation and the next steps after high school. I had a group from each school that I met with that was a good cross-section of the school that shared highlights and things that they like and things that they would like to see. The conversations have been very meaningful, insightful, and honestly, at times they've been a little entertaining. Dr. Gravely and Dr. Lewis attended a few of them with me as well, and they were good for us to hear. We have lots of notes to share, but students shared with us what they love most about Nottoway County Public Schools, areas where that we can improve upon, and ideas that they would like to see in our schools moving forward. While I certainly know that there were a few very creative requests, including adding trampolines
All right.
at recess, having gymnastics equipment, making recess or PE an all-day experience,
Hey, all right.
Yes.
And having a dance hall.
Dance hall.
Yes. There were also some extremely thoughtful and important conversations about school climate, opportunities, communication, and experiences that they have had. I will tell you what really stood out the most, and this was overwhelmingly across every single school, was students said that the people in their schools, they are what makes Nottoway County Public Schools special. And that was at every single school, every single student group that we talked to. They talked about teachers who care about them, that are passionate about what they teach. They talked about staff members who support them. They talked about their coaches. And they talked about the adults who make them feel safe, welcomed, and valued. And I will say the other area that across the board students told us is that they felt very safe at school. They felt that their staff was there and that they were there to protect them and that they did feel very safe. That feedback to me speaks volumes about the culture and the relationships that exist throughout our school division. Students also shared ideas for continued improvement. Areas that were mentioned included the cafeteria and the meal options that they had. They told us what foods they like and what foods that they don't like and they would like to come off the menu. And it was good to hear that most of them said they really liked fresh food options, fruits and vegetables. So we've kind of gone through and shared some of those things. We've made a list. I know Heather is working on that as well for next year, but we got a list started for her. So what they said, please don't serve that anymore. They talked about additional elective and course opportunities, especially at the middle and the high school level, the career and technical education experiences for them. They talked about promoting the positive things that are happening in our schools and to strengthen the communication between schools, families, and students. And that was pretty profound that they said is how they want teachers to communicate with them and what staff feel is the best way to communicate with them may not be the best way to communicate with them, because it's interesting. Students overwhelmingly told us they don't like using devices all the time. They only want to use them when they need to use them. And they said, so when teachers communicate with us by email or Canvas or whatever else, we don't get that stuff because we don't check those on a daily basis unless there's a reason for us to check it. So that's one of the things that we need to look at is how are we communicating, especially at the secondary level with our students, to get information to them to make sure they have what they need. I have to say though, at every single school they told us that they absolutely love when we have surprise visits and we dress up. That is what they told me. So RJ's not here tonight, and Charlotte, but Carrie and Chandra and Heather, sorry, they say they love it. That is what they look forward to. It's excitement. So I told them it wasn't going away. And they even gave us ideas of what we needed to do at the end of the school year. So interesting. But we've also had some tell us, don't give them that anymore. I suggested that we give everybody a whistle pop, and it would tie right into the band program.
Oh, wow.
I figured every teacher would run me out of the school division very quickly.
Yes, they would.
And then when the kids bring it home, the parents will.
Well, hopefully it'll be done by then, but they can't have them on the bus because I don't want the bus drivers upset that they have candy on the bus either. So maybe the whistle pop is not the best idea for them. But I think the conversations truly matter because student voice truly matters. And we often think that maybe students won't advocate for what they want or what they need, but they do. And they tell you the truth. They come right out, they don't hold back, they tell you exactly what they think. So while we probably aren't going to install any trampolines anytime soon, I do think it's important to continue listening, learning, and identifying meaningful ways to improve the student experience across the division. So I really, truly appreciate their honesty, their ideas, and the pride that they have in our schools.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much. All right, next, matters of school board interest. Next week on May 20th, we will have the school board work session for the purpose of discussion the division superintendent's evaluation. That's at 6:30. May 27th is the ANTC joint board meeting at 6:30. On June 5th, they will have in the VSBA 26 Hybrid School Law Conference in Richmond Marriott in Short Pump. June 6th is Nottoway High School graduation at the football stadium at 10 a.m.
We need to be here at 9, though.
We need to be here by 9, meet in the office. On June 8th, there's a retirement dinner and recognition at the Mini Auditorium. The board must RSVP by the 29th, I believe. That's at 6 p.m. On July 16th, there's a VSBA conference on education at the Wyndham Virginia Beach Oceanfront. All right, under other, Mr. Outlaw, do you have anything?
Yes, I do. As we come to the close of Dr. Martin's first year as superintendent, I would like the citizens of Nottoway County to know that Nottoway County Public Schools is on an up trend, and that they can be well assured that Nottoway County Public Schools, with Dr. Martin, her staff, faculty, and students, we have a lot to be proud of, nothing that I've ever seen before.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, Mr. Abbott, do you have anything?
Well, this will sound a little odd, but I want to thank the staff, especially Dr. Martin, for having the courage to wear some of the outfits that she puts on. I'm not sure if medicine would help that, but it was an interesting day on that first Monday to go to all of the programs. And then I was fortunate enough to be able to come back on Thursday and assist in handing out pizza, salad, and some other things to the staff. I never realized that cheese pizza was so popular. But the thing that I truly enjoyed was at the intermediate school. Dr. Smith, a few of his staff, Dr. Martin, and a few others were all in a line doing some kind of dance. I'm not sure if it has a name or not, but it was some kind of dance. And then there was a table of about 12 to 14 young people that jumped up and started to do the same dance. To see the expressions on now their moves weren't that smooth, but the expressions on their faces were priceless. They were having a really good time. They were excited that their leadership was out there doing the same thing that they were doing. And it was just interesting and informative to see how that little activity impacted the students.
Yes, indeed.
All of them were good. I was fortunate enough to be able to be there, but the entire staff that was involved, I can only imagine what you will have to do on the next holiday. But thank you.
Yes, indeed.
Dr. Smith, might you give us a demonstration?
Here's the cha-cha slide.
He doesn't have
He said only if most doesn't with them.
Cha-cha slide, okay. Somebody didn't know the name.
The cha-cha slide. The students knew it.
Oh, yeah. Ms. Duncan, do you have anything?
I do. I just want to, again, as always, thank the community, thank the teachers, thank the staff, thank everybody who is involved in providing education and support to our students. I also want to thank my other board members, you know, that sometimes it's not easy to have conflicting ideas or thoughts, but I appreciate every board member here for being able to speak collaboratively and respectfully and acknowledging that even if you have differing opinions, it doesn't mean that you dislike or that you discount somebody. So I thank all of y'all for that collaboration.
Yes, indeed. Mr. Wilson.
Not at this time.
I'd just like to reiterate what has all been said and thank everyone for all of their hard work during this year. And it doesn't go unnoticed. And we look forward to what the future holds. The future looks bright. All right. Do we have a closed meeting resolution?
Mr. Chairman, pursuant to Section 2.23711A of the Code of Virginia, I move that the board convene a closed meeting for the purpose of discussing the following specific matters. The consideration of personnel for 7 appointments, 1 bus driver, 1 health and PE teacher, 5 food service workers, and informational data on 13 resignations and 1 termination, a teacher.
Chairman.
Yes.
I don't think we have all of them. I don't think he has the one that I left on the, I left a copy on your,
It's the one I'm reading from.
the one I left for you. That was in your book. I left another printout.
Now, this is the one that
10
I,
appointments.
if there's a,
Look underneath your book.
you have it in the,
I laid it on top of your stuff this morning.
this is the one that I found. If there's something else, give it to me and I'll amend it.
Okay, it's
10 appointments.
That was all the change?
Go ahead.
I have 1 bus driver, 1 health and PE teacher, 5 food service workers, 1 substitute teacher, 1 coordinator for CTE, and 1 English teacher. And I have 13 resignations, and then 1 termination.
Only change.
Mr. Chairman, let me modify, I'll cover this again. The closed meeting for the purpose of discussing the following specific matters. The consideration of personnel for 1 bus driver, 1 health and PE teacher, 5 food service workers, 1 substitute teacher, 1 coordinator, and 1 English teacher with 13 resignations and 1 teacher termination.
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. We are in closed session.